because I found Trixie's foundation in my green bag today, right on the top, which is amazing because I'm always digging in there. So I found it today. I don't know who's doing that, but some people are causing chaos, so I just left it on the side. And then, anyways, with Ilana, she used all of the rubbing alcohol that I bought and left this much. But yet she's the person who had a problem with the brushes, etc. So I was like, I'm not even going to indulge in that. Nelly saw I gave her lashes. Sometimes she asked for a bath towel. Whatever it is that they ask for, I'm like, yeah, cool, I'll get it for you. If somebody has something, I have a cream if you'd like it, really is good, it's soothing, it is this, it is that. But it seems as though you are only useful to them when they can use you. It's just ridiculous. And then, which again, I give people a effing big, long rope, and I need to stop it. And I've said that that's one of the worst things about myself that I need to work on. And then Liam makes yesterday. Here's another thing. When you nominate somebody, don't use me. Don't use me as a purpose why you nominated them, because you know exactly what you're doing. I'm nominating Melly because we're the returnees and I thought that we were going to be close. Guess who else is somebody that's close that I talk to? Dube. He's kind of like a returnee. Guess who else? Bravo B. And we get along. Because Bravo B and I, like, he's always like, I'm like his sister. I know him like a little sister, and at the same time he misses me and loves me like his little sister. So I don't understand, little sister or his sister, sorry, correction. But I don't understand why she's like Melly in particular. Like, I don't know, I think she had a romantic interest in Melly or liked him in like a more than friendship way. And then she doesn't like the fact that he had his eye on somebody else. I don't control who Melly chose at the end of the day. Just like he doesn't control who I chose. I could have rejected him. He didn't hold me up with the gun and make me say yes. Same thing, vice versa. So I really don't understand how Uliama used me as the reason why she's nominating Melly. Like, why am I the scapegoat? Like, I'm the scapegoat of this house. And then some people are playing it safe, like they didn't want to express like the real reasons as to why, which is fine. Each their own, everybody has a right, which is what I've always said. You have a right to feel anything you want to feel. That is not my responsibility at the end of the day. I've been giving towards them. I've been nice to... Liam is another one that I gave something. Liam, and she thought that I didn't know, that's why it doesn't surprise me. That's why I'm able to just move on. It's not surprising me the way that she was like to me. I don't like to... And here's another thing. I don't like to be around Tanya. I didn't say I don't like you, I just don't like to be around you. Make it make sense. You don't like me and that is fine. It's like this thing where people have to diddle-daddle around and not just be direct about something. I know you don't like me. I know Nelly doesn't like me. I know a couple of people don't like me. Even Romana came to me and apologized. She said, hey, Tandeka, that was when Ilona had a thing about the bag thing, because my bag was open and I was still figuring out myself in this place and trying to get into routine. Because at one point I had a rash, but that's only because I was not doing my face routines. And Ramona had said, oh, I'm sorry about the remark I made passively. That's only because I was letting other people influence the way that I feel about you. And I said, no problem. I didn't say, oh, Ramona, how dare you say, I just let it go. She came to me because she thought of it and she came and she apologized for it. Ilona's like, I need to go and apologize. What am I supposed to apologize for? Giving you my rubbing alcohol and you using it all and being like, get over it? Like, I just don't get it. It's just the hypocrisy. Nobody wants to actually look at themselves and do some self-introspection. And obviously I'm going to be the bad guy because I'm going to tell you straight to your face they prefer people who actually lie to them. Anyway, I just went on like a whole thing. But yeah, anyway, those are the ups and downs of now because everything just comes pouring in and you have to think. But anyway, Trixie has a big control problem. She needs to effing stop. But anyway, even if she doesn't, you know what, I need to learn how to go around her. But one thing she's not going to do is tell me what to fucking do. Sorry, my language again. Is tell me what to effing do. So, yeah, those are the ups and downs.
Thank you for sharing, Tandela.
Yes.
Big Sister is here to listen.
Thank you, Big Sister.
How are you feeling after surviving the evictions this past Sunday?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling resilient as normal.
Bob brings you super savings for a super start. Get Bob school shoes for 75 Rand when you spend 350 Rand or more and swipe your rewards card. Buy 500 grams Bob butter brick for 64.99. Save 15 Rand. 850 gram Homelot 3-pack cheese for 124.99. Save 25 Rand. Or 400 gram Homelot or Melrose cheese slices for 59.99. Save 16 Rand.
We've decided to take on 3 songs which we've dubbed Trilogy. The reason why we're doing these 3 songs is quite simple. We are going to provide opportunity for boys to attend our fantastic school, Joy Boys High School.
We took the biggest one available, which is False Bay, and we just said we need to up that. Very naively we added the double False Bay.
Impossible is what they say. The Hema is big enough, why compare with anyhow?
The bare essentials of life, the things you take absolutely for granted while you're doing these things, are gone.
It's you and the water and your mind. You have to convince your mind that you should keep on swimming. It scares us. Yeah, it scares us.
Ready up. This is Swim 3, Double False Bay. Never be done, and we're coming for it. Stand with us. Back the mission. Let's go.
Choose happy. Get the Amazulu double jalapeno chicken meal from $39.90.
There will be a first substitution. Sponiso Madonsela, signed from Midland Wanderers, makes his second sub appearance from the bench. All in all, it would be his 4th appearance for Abafana Bestende. And the player subbed out is Kulelani Shezi, making second appearance from the bench. The 22-year-old, can he go on to change things? Looks as though there might be a sub coming on. And we'll confirm for you in a moment. Up and away for the second half though. Alongi Tom gets us going in the start. Starting this encounter in the second half now. Looking to really venture forward was Mambaso, easily dealt with. It is a done loss coming away back tempo. Missed it time, fancies chances from a distance. A little bit too much power there. Well, we know he grew up watching Dumbo. Dora and frantically on the far side to provide another option. Matizwa, wide to tempo. Patient go down, Gema. Oh, Mahala. He's back to the goal, can't really take a shot. That keeper's below the crossbar. He's got 2 so far this season. A single one for Zikali. Oh, that would be better. Can he make it to Shaka! Mexico, 4th of the season for Siamago. To be on fire. He continues to be the sharpest arrow in Mamola's artillery. 8 goal contributions from him. It's an assist early on and a goal now. Focus is Manoba.
Yeah, the message is clear from the coach. Don't get too excited. Got to stay focused here, Exec. Quite a lot of minutes still to play for. But this is the goal they needed. What a pass from Gamalo. Still there, the Palmers, cool, very cool, going around Otieno. He calmly slots the ball into the back of the net.
Rounded the keeper Lees and found the back of the net.
There's a lot better from Elizabeth. Circulating the ball, keeping it, the possession, finding his teammates all you need to find that final product.
It's the final product they're looking for. Yeah, can he deliver the final product? Gets it off to his left! Oh, looked at target eventually, but capitalizing.
Looked like he was going to find the top corner until the last second and just get over the crossbar. Well worked move.
What a goal! That is how you get yourself back into it! You complete the play! That's terrible! It is far more the season! Seconds of open play! Get Gabriel out of his chair! This is what it means to him! He's been key for Richards Bay! And he's shown how sharp he is against mighty heroes!
Holding near the present, all over the park. Giving mighty his team play. Finally giving them orders. All the hard work is done in the first of the minutes. But that's the way they want. Again, being involved. Feels away nicely. What a powerful header at the far post. We talked about it in the first half. His ability gets up very nicely. Outjumps everybody and gets the ball pass when he runs up. Great goal from Richards Bay.
Oh, Mala, second of the season for him.
We've seen in the past week how quickly things can change in a few minutes.
No game has finished 2-all this season so far. This has and 2-all will be the first. Season. Forwarding down, interchange the passes, gets it to his left. Dion was looking to just turn it around Otieno. Oh, what a save from the Kenyan international.
Quick passing from Golden Arrows. Getting through the defense of Richards Bay. Good 1-2. Snapshot from Dion. And a great save from Otieno. Palming it away for a corner kick.
Oh, that was his 8th of the season. 13 games he's played. First time as a sub today. He thought it was his 8th of the season. Wow. Get it in. Gets the last touch. Looking to try and keep the pressure later on. That's a good delivery from Amazulu. Now on transition, Kukumete. Can Richards Bay get the winning goal? Mahala. Madonsela gets there first. And Amazulu cleans up for Abafadestende. Darase looking to just get it to Van Rooij, easily read by Zulu. Gianni. So whenever they're in position, Richards Bay, everybody behind the ball. Syria keeps the thread alive for Alus. Goes down at the tackle of Kukumete. Now the quick transition looking for Mahala. Yeah, he's tired now, Mahala.
I think he's running his race. Yep. He could be coming off. got to make this change as quickly as possible.
Cutting on to the inside. Carrington. What can they do? A lot of space. Switches to that window possession, looking for Mahala. Aeon Mahala would have set it in chase after the ball. Tells you his legs are gone now.
He's worked hard tonight.
So plays the first time looking for the pace of Van Roy, asking a lot of the 28-year-old.
Well, we said it's that time of the night, the ball just moves a little bit quicker off the grass. We expected Pomelo to come in for Mahala. Really worked his socks off here tonight.
Pomelo comes on. There's a sub for the second time of the season. There's the 20-year-old. He's only made 2 appearances today. Only started 1 match. But you understand why. Stiff competition. Mahala has really put on fine performance today. Kubeto. Looks up. Oh, Barnes at the far post. Can't get to it. Don't say that comes away with it. Makoye. Checked out by Pomelo. Doesn't succeed. Kakase. Too strong. Zuka cleans up. Zuka again. Zigali. Tembu. Otieno gets it long. Important signs will be on the net bank cup engagements in the next week. Sweden will be hosting Richards Bay. Dion keeper makes a mistake and recovers very quickly. That's exactly what Dion gives you. He causes confusion with his movement and forces people to panic.
He doesn't give up easily, also fights till the end. Fiona had to be on his toes there, gathering the ball. It has been an entertaining case of Ndami.
Oh, certainly entertaining. I'm sure the fans got their money's worth, the neutrals were entertained as well. Done and dusted, sports please.
Well, I think it's a true reflection of the game. Both sides gave their all. I'm sure Coach Zatwani and Gabriel won't be happy with another draw. But for Coach Rinova, stop the run of losing streaks of 4 games. And it's something to build on. There's a lot of positives moving into the next game. And I'm pretty sure he'll be happy with the end result. 3 points would be better, but stopping the losing run is also very important.
Well, 6 games in a row unbeaten for the very first time as Richards Bay as they end this encounter with a draw. It has been a high stakes derby, entertaining in all ends in both halves. It's been quite an entertaining encounter for the neutrals, even for those that support either of the sides. It has been players on 2 different sides working their socks off. For the very first time this season, there is a match that ends 2-2 in the league. There hasn't been one in the 25-26 season. Those that were present got their money's worth on this wonderful Friday night, GIGF at Umhlatuzi Stadium. So, for the Richards Bay, they don't really move much on the log, but they'll be happy going 6 games unbeaten for the very first time this season. For Mangoba Village's men, they'll be happy with snapping that losing streak and start and pick up the first against Lamontville Golden Arrows with 2 goals.
Samsung Blue Tag sale is back. New year, new savings. Get up to 40% off. Offers valid from 19 January to 23 February 2026. The Premier Soccer League is proud to present the Great Great Show. Offers valid from 19 January to 23 February 2026.
Slightly scorching hot with 34 degrees Celsius. Well, no chances of rain yet, but in the evening there's sometimes experiences some showers. Enjoy the beautiful game. No hot weather formed against any team shall prosper because any side wants 3 points. Also, just sent a number of supporters to be here and just watch and support the Amazulu team that's doing pretty well this far so far this season. The Japanese have made their way to be here, and of course the green and white shirts are also in support for Marumo Gallants. Can they display a gallant performance and get themselves 3 points to escape the relegation zone? That is Marumo Gallants. Well, can never be too early. Well, every game matters for these two teams. Also, hoping to leapfrog one of the Pirates who are third on the log, and a win will put them on a better point position. But all depends on how one of the Pirates performs in the evening. Also to honor 27 points, and Orlando Pirates sitting on 29 points. Marumo Gallants 11, Muhammad Bocha, Emmanuel Mwinde, and also from Sindisi Kunde, Kunena, the players to look out for. And of course, they've got a debut onto the Marumo Gallants squad, and they want to make sure that he gets a good start. That is Mohamed Dombia and Romani Kutana will be the 2 players to look out for. Alexander Lafitte as the head coach of Marumo Gallants. Amazulu standing up there, the captain himself, Rian Hanimu, Nkosana Hati Belangeli Kamkamo gets his debut, and that is his first start for Usutu. That is Belangeli Kamkamo, and so Fati Makolo, Talu Tungwenya, Talenkosi, that is, and I do much of the players to look out for Usutu, that is Arthur Van Tentuan, good old Stevie Gonzalez back in the days. Well, invited divine intervention if you can, and of course, he's done it as a player now, doing it as a coach. Alpha Chivane as a man to drive this bus. Well, he did issue a red card here at this very field. Just he says that he hopes he does not have to reach for the card that is on the awkward pocket. That is the red card. Now it's all system go, yeah, on both teams. They're getting to adjusting to the pitch condition. Can also to get themselves 3 points and put them on 30 points. All Marumo Gallants escape the relegation zone. Gallants hosting Usutu. Remember the hashtag is SSDiski, and continues to be the hashtag to use whenever you share your thoughts and views, or the hashtag Isekazin on the Petro Premiership. Capo. That's the Usutu player, Keegan Allen. If you check the ball passed by Keegan Allen, it takes a bounce that's just uncontrollable and trying to bring the ball down and have full control of it. Captain is struggling to hold on to it, so that's the Usutu captain will be driving the bus for Usutu, that is Hanimu. Now, Mashiho. Hanimu and Mashiho. Hanimu's got the technique. And then good idea coming from Hanimu, and the Zimbabwean born, that is Tandulenkosi Ngwenya. The ball is far wide. Crosses into the box here, looking for the chance. Yes, sends it across the frame. Shocking movement from him. Needed to have done better here. So the rush, that's got to be a very serious concern. Now, something from the training ground, maybe. Honey moves in the black shirts are there. This looks so promising for Usutu. Good fight of the ball from Hanimu. pass here. Just going over the... Now here's a chance. The ball is just bouncing without anyone with the green shirts and capo. Now here's a strike once again. Saved by the green shirts in front. Bruno Callens want to get something in this moment. Now here's a chance for the debutants. Defeated by that first touch. That's Romanik Outer. Capo smart move. And Romanik wanted to control the ball with his stars. The 21-year-old former supersportman, Makolo. Cross Allen! Keenan Allen has got the charge. But well positioned Washington and Ruby. Just not giving the space that he created Hannu. So Hannu was working sort of very interesting. Washington and Ruby, the center, play the captain himself, leading his team, just not giving access to the opposition to get a goal scored. Great catch from Washington and Ruby. There's the cross and it lands on Keenan Allen and cushions the directed goal, but well positioned Washington and Ruby club. If you remember from CDC, it was in CDC Novo. Since the injuries were very serious, well, the previous season he was CDC Ndov. Now he changed his name to Kunene, and this is his third appearance as the former Amazulu man. Now here's the strength and condition that he needs to be subbed out while they're stretching him to the golf cart, perhaps rushing to the change room and get him into. We are concerned for Coach Alexander Felix. Who will it be here? Now he'll... Now ball is in the air here. Feliz with the header. Mohamed sends the ball wide. Now here's a cross. That's threatening. Now the young man will have to be taken to the change room by the looks of things, or rushed to be attended by a medic, maybe at a nearby hospital, because his nose bleeds. So, Tombia Mohamed stays on his feet. Ball is wide here. Mabocha still controlling the ball here. Ball is in the center. Capo. Nikoi. Mabuza. Ian Byrne, his partner Makolo, solidifying the center. Ian Byrne is put under pressure. Teto with the clearance. Just a minute remaining for the additional time. Yeah, maybe Bruno Callens will introduce the player just at half time. Well, if we've got a player down, well, that's no problem for Bruno Callens, because they also went down, so they want to play and just take their chance. Only 2 minutes of additional time in this match. So Kakakota decided to be introduced. Another young man that is rather feeling the pain, 21-year-old, former Supersport United development player, that's Samakolo Atini. So 21 years. Now the stretch has gone into the tunnel, but they've got some medic on the other side that could come on with the stretcher. Because the runner went down very early. Now, after Chiba is signaling that the time has gone already, rather get up and just go into the change room and get treated. Well, because now the only time they're playing for is the remaining 2 minutes. Corner kick to again Dombia, good cross, Phillips punches it away. Oh, Darren Johnson. Oh, too many head injuries from the players. Medic is called in quickly. All players are showing some sign of movement. At least the body, the limb is moving, so it wouldn't be worrying factor that much, but the pain will be severe and the impact of the contact. Darren Johnson came off his line and got knocked on his head. The Maroon Gallants player. A bit of a concern for the match official, just having to stop the game every now and then due to heavy contacts on the players. There's Okalisa making his return. He ran out to the change room. I think there was a thing to change the second garments, or the undergarment, that is Okalisa. The half-time whistle had to be blown in this instance because 2 minutes stops and goals and the 2 minutes of additional time do not really bear any fruit. Well, the man that needs to rescue the team currently has quickly shuffled his way into the change room just to wait for the player that leads away chat with them. Coach Atazwane, he's okay so far, looking where he is on the log, but a bit of a concern for him because he wants the 3 points just to be in a better place. All the target of getting 27 points with the remaining games is still something they are working on, that is also true. So like so far, Keenan have played a good role so far in this match. Found himself in the final third. All the likes of Ikoyi, Dambia Mohamed, being off the players with influence, the Ivorian, as Tamboyo. To put more of his performance. Romanik Water for the bench of Maroon Gallants, solid players, carrying on good quality players and don't run permanents. All the half-time scores, Maroon Gallants now, and Amazulu lead at half-time.
Samsung Blue Tax sale is back. New year, new savings. Get up to 40% off. Offers valid from 19 January to 23 February 2026.
Hey, Zinzi. 1 trillion, yeah.
Hi there, thank you.
Okay.
Solid failure. You're my first choice for regional manager.
The lady.
Emirates.
Yeah.
Okay. I know it's first day. I love your thoughts.
I actually sold something similar in my 30th. Choose a high-performance tertiary education. Or spend your whole career wishing you had.
Get the Nozzle Double Jalapeno Chicken Meal from $39.90. Amazulu needed second half. Well, no changes have been made by either side. Hanuks, the Tetras and the Khayis continue to lead a solid defense. Now, Sutu intended to make changes. Remember, Pakolo was struggling with his back pain now. Badra gets to come on. Now, Okaliswa also is going to be introduced for this man, that's Msindisi, who went out on a stretcher. Now, just a quick report on Gunen Msindisi, that he is not in any pain, but struggling to hold on to the heat, feeling slightly dizzy, and also just the heat not doing any justice for Gunen and Msindisi. They kept him in one of the medical rooms to the Dr. Petrus Mulumela Stadium. Has not been taken to any of the hospitals nearby. They just want to monitor him, just control his temperature. Had the attempt on. This is the second attempt for them. Within 2 minutes now, there's someone going for Ronnie! Oh, chance missed once again by Maruno Kellens. Set piece moments from Maruno Kellens look promising. I can tell you that these chances that Maruno Kellens are getting are just need to be converted by all means necessary here, because they goal-threatening chances. Now, ball is switched to Munde. Denied. Now, Dombia. Now, switch of play. Dombia. We'll play. Back to Roni. Roni sends it back to Ngobo. Very nice and easy player, that's Ngobo. Chips it wide to Mabuza. Maruno Kellens in the final third, looking promising again. But not getting anyone. Romanik Utara not getting those touches. Now, chance for Sutu to be on the attack here. Keeps the ball alive as Mabocha. Has Tomia Mohamed, Gabo, Okadisa. Wants to go for an option. Okadisa breaks it just between the players to Mabuza. Ball is wide. Green shirts in the box. Black shirts want to defend all they have. Far post attempts. Not finding any of the Usutu players. Decent play coming from he's up on his feet now. See more moments from his players. Great set piece play. And the target man bringing the ball alive too. That is Ironi. At another set piece again. Finding that very same man. That's Ironi. Maruno Kellens. A little fixture on Valentine's Day. Now, here's a 2v1, but the chance again, yeah! Washington Arubia here. Still Sutu on the attack here. Win it. Delays his movement to Dombia Mohamed. Dombia Mohamed. Romanik Utara. 3-4 in. Okadisa. Okadisa patiently playing. Dombia. Back to Okadisa. He's got an option to go wide. Shifts it over. Great movement from Okadisa since he's come on, and there's more of the final third movement from Okadisa. Wants to break it in between, and the number 9 not reading his movement. Wow, Washington Arubi. One of the oldest players on the field, they are 42 years of age. Now, this chance, Mongwenya, Should have seen Amazulu taking the lead. Now, here's an attempt here. There's the man trying to get something with his quicker foot. Oh, it claims to have been pulled. There's the movement from Romanik. Philip Rogers got the pace. And a goal poacher too. Now, Kutumela has beaten two man. Honeymoon. Honeymoon! Oh! What a movement from Amazulu. And so this man came on as a sub as Mbanja. This man was introduced as a sub as Takasane Mbanja. Now, here's a cross from Honey Move, and Mbanja has done what needed to be done here. Kutumela setting up Mbanja, and setting up brother Honey Move, and suddenly Honey Move, just with the first glance, slots in a solid cross or two. Mbanja. He's up on his feet, and as a player is just. Now, Maruno Gallant's hoping to get something. Chance for Ndongo! Denied access at all. Ball is across here. Oh, the runners have been another very boost. Just cleared before it could even. And that deflection too. The players are going down here. Oh, also Phillies with clearance. So taking the lead in this instance. Ball is sent to the box here. He's on side. Whips it in. Kian is on the mission. Ooh, bicycle kick here. Keepers to touch. Darren Johnson. Oh, take all the time in the walls to try and wind down the clock. Look at the movement here. Good ball whipped in. Kian is rolled just to deny Clifford that chance. Zoom with the pass. Kutumela's open wide. Ball is denied to be. All the Amazulu faithfuls are now calling for the ref. Counting down, and eventually Alfred Chivane blows the full-time whistle. And Amazulu have gotten the win here. Oh, putting a good shit in the office. And well, they've tried everything that they have. That is, Marumo Gallants get to the final third, intending to convert their chances, just not happening for them as yet. But this is their 7th defeat. Back to back, that is Marumo Gallants, shattered by every single action that is not favouring them. They made changes a couple of times, but did not really favour them at all in the office for Marumo Gallants. While Lesotho putting all the shifts in the office to just get the wins and leapfrog Orlando Pirates. Right now, Lesotho are third on the log, and Marumo Gallants are still hoping for something to favour them. Beautiful concern from the Bruno Gallen's faithfuls, the pulling so much. The hero it is. The Dodgers, the Siwalele faithfuls, still hopeful enough to say they still got what it takes and still got something to fight for in this match. Olokadisa is introduced. Not really much happened coming from Olokadisa. Just one of those days where all the super faithfuls come all the way from KZN to support their team, that is King Islands. Such a shift and a half put in by King Island, and making sure that their team gets the 3 points that they want. Well, Honeymoon, great display of football, great shift in the office coming from Honeymoon. And also to taking the points to KZN on the N1. They'll be in song as they get on the bus and go home here with them sitting on the log, all waiting to see if our Pirates are going to get a win. It's been an amazing performance from the players. A very interesting performance throughout Dr. Petrus Ulimela Stadium, Bruno McCallum's now, and also 2-1 at full time.
Choose happy. Get the Amazulu double jalapeno chicken meal from $39.90.
Samsung Blue Tax sale is back. New year, new savings. Get up to 40% off. Offers valid from 19 January to 23 February 2026.
The biggest soccer league is past to its end. The Big League Show. The biggest soccer league is past to its end. The Big League Show. Choose happy. Get the Amazulu cheeseburger meal from $29.90.
Orlando Pirates have the chance to join Mamelodi Sundowns at the top of the Betway Premiership tonight if they win here against Magesi. Welcome everyone, live coverage of the Betway Premiership and the Buccaneers' quest to join Sundowns on the ship. William Shongwe is alongside me as our expert analyst. He'll be chipping in as we have a look at the lineups for today's encounter. We start with the home side. Change continues to be ever present this season. No changes at the back from the Sekhukhune game, but Mofokeng, Apollos and Mutuma are all into the lineup today. That means Matswanganyi, Sibele and Mahopa are left out. Msindani from Zimbabwe and Andre Young signed from Stellenbosch on the bench for the very first time.
Well, in attack for the Pirates, two inverted wingers, which adds Mofokeng as the number 10, and which means it's all in attack. Obviously, Makesa will be sitting, creating that low block, so you need attacking players, you need players with skill to price them open, and that's how Wadu is hoping to go about it.
The Magesi lineup has 5 changes from that game against Sekukune on the 3rd of December. There is the new signing Rampadu, comes from Polokwane directly into the team. The possibility of 3 centre-backs tonight with Mahoka Matima in. Lekronolo Charlie comes into the midfield, and there's a change up front where Vandala takes the place of Tabang Sibanyoni. The big question mark here is around the coach. Abraham Nteo on the team sheet as head coach. He was also the man who had the interview before the start of the game, and we'll have a little bit more of an update on that for you in a moment or two. So a bit of rain clouds above Orlando today. We have a crowd estimated just under 35,000. Very good for a Saturday afternoon here in early January. It's the sign of the times with the Buccaneers doing so well, and Magesi are doing their part. They brought a few of their fans down from Shesheko. Now, William, let's talk about the coach. Abraham Nteo on the team sheet. John Maduka, there's been no announcement of any changes at all. What's happening there?
Well, it's very difficult to say exactly what's happening, but I had the opportunity to speak to the boss lady, and that's Francina Makubela, who at that stage told me to just hold the line a little bit before he could reveal. And obviously he was in a bit of a meeting with Jonathan and a few other officials of Magesi, and unfortunately the result of that meeting didn't quite come to the end of it whereby I could reveal it to you exactly what's happening. But my line is open for the best lady to send a message at some stage of the game.
Now there's John Maduka in the stands, but he's not on the team sheet, he's not on the bench. He wasn't offered up for the pre-match interview. Has he been fired or has he not been fired? If you fired the man, why is he here at the game? If you haven't fired him, why is he not on the bench? It seems rather mysterious.
Indeed, but at this stage, listen, I can only advise you to wait up until further notice. That's the best I can tell you.
I'm not sure whether we're passing any advice down to Abraham Nteo on the bench. We will keep an eye on John Maduka through the 90 minutes. Our eagle-eyed cameramen are certainly watching all of the various permutations. So, 2 sides are probably known by now because of the threat of lightning. When the teams were warming up round about 5:30, suddenly the match commissioner came running out and ordered them off back into the change room. They had a little bit of a warm-up in the last 10 minutes or so, but we are getting matters underway. Not all that behind schedule, we might add as well.
Interestingly, if I may add, the last time this happened here at the Olympic Stadium, where there was a problem where the players had to go to the back again, the Pirates were playing against Marumo Gunners, and they dumped 8 against Marumo, and then basically the Pirates officials, some of them that are close to me, are saying it's happening again. Possibly that might just have a repeat.
So it's been a rather fascinating return for the Betway Premiership. You might have listed earlier, but Amazulu winning away against Marumo Gunners. They're up to 3rd place now. Pirates have actually dropped down to 4th after Amazulu won, and because Chiefs won in midweek at Marumo Gunners as well. So I wonder what's got some work to do to try and get the Buccaneers above both Amazulu and Chiefs, but it's beginning to resemble a bit of a traffic jam at the top of the table, and it's exactly what we want, William. We are tired of one team dominating. Let's have a bit of a race for the league title.
That's the only league that will continue to make this league exciting. The Betway Premiership is something else, and the congestion is not only in top, right at the bottom as well, is equally as congested. It's a dogfight, and that's why we love this game. And today is no different here at the Orlando Amstel Stadium. Arena.
Orlando Pirates to get matters underway. And they are defending the goal to the left-hand side. All black colours today, Magesi in the blue. And the Buccaneers are the hot favourites, but Magesi, you'll remember, shocked them a season or so ago. It's Apollos in the danger zone. And that decision goes in favour of the visitors. A little bit of an early stirring of the pot from Orlando Pirates.
Beauty about having Butuma as a top man. He doesn't hold the line. He dashes out to pick up the ball, and cleverly the opponent sees the opportunity and taps into the inside, creating the numbers which one was talking about. You got to create the numbers, bring the numbers so that compositions are better and a bit higher in the offensive zone.
Now, Pirates, Moremi. Oh, they would have been 3 points to the Springboks. The way he hit that one through the post, it was so high.
He's one of the best players. Apologies on the left and Moremi on the right. And this ball comes perfectly because he's now attacking with his left foot.
Now for Roy. Mbata alongside McCarley in the heart of the midfield. That's like a long-range shot to Mbata. Effort rather disappointing. Polis, good ball. Mofokeng. Butuma has got time. He had all the time in the world. The defenders were just looking at him, and Butuma has the Buccaneers in the lead, and we're not even 10 minutes into this game.
Fantastic play. Mofokeng does what he does the best when he turns into the left side, has the composure, beats his defenders, the composure looking to the inside, and rolls it into the center. It's an area where you can't afford to mark space. That's man-to-man, but the speed of Butuma to get himself ahead of everybody here is what was the trick that worked in his favor. Good movement.
Son from Richards Bay, of course. Mofokeng took his time there, dragged it back, but look at how much time Butuma's got. 3 defenders around him, drags it onto the right foot, and then still has time to steady it and stick it in the back of the net.
One touch 2. He creates that time for himself. Instead of running in with the defender and pulls back, he takes a second just to drift backwards to create that space. Beautiful. It's a good 10. First touch, excellent, and then the finish with the laces.
2 goals against Golden Arrows in November was his last, or his only contribution previously for Orlando Pirates in the Betway Premiership. He's now up to 3 for the season. Always feel that he owes them a little bit because of that missed penalty against Limpopo in the Champions League, which effectively ended Pirates' hopes. That's not ending now. Chipazeze coming across and just making sure that it was going to go wide.
And I like the thinking of Moremi. There was no real pressure, and it's a range, and he hits on the ground. Remember, grass is a little bit wet, so it works in favor of the striker. So unfortunately, I think he didn't apply as much power as he should have.
Quickly taken, yes, Moremi. Still Moremi. Can he get it square? Clearance came from Matima.
Excellent clearance. Dangerous too, because he's running towards his own goal. Likely to build to plateau and end up in the back of the net. So there's a possibility when facing your own goal as a defender. Very well.
Chipazeze kicks that out, and down he goes. Another player who hasn't missed the game so far this season for his side. He's 8 seasons inside of Ganache Chipazeze. He had 4 seasons with Baroka in the top flight. Then he went down to the second tier for 2 campaigns. Second season back in the top flight now with Magesi. So there's John Maduka. Does not seem to have a mobile device or something in his ear which would suggest he's communicating with Abra Mateo. What is the future for Malawi International? Now here's Apollos. Can he get this into Butuma? Chipazeze saves. That's a good header though, down to the ground. Chipazeze, good goalkeeper, but you want to do something hard and firm to beat him.
You've got to remember the game that Pirates won earlier. Chichizeze stopped a similar header from Butuma in that very same scenario. Zero reaction time, and yet Chichizeze was out there doing what he likes to do.
Butuma's goal, of course, the first of 26 for the Buccaneers, seeing as they failed to score against Sekou last Saturday. Right, 5 minutes now to half-time. We've passed the 40-minute mark here at Orlando. Let's see whether the Buccaneers can add the second. Can Magesi get themselves back in this game? They have created a shock or two here in the past. Apollos. Mofokeng back again. Mofokeng with a shot and the goal. He expertly placed that into the corner. Chichizeze diving in despair, but unable to stop it. Just a little hole for Mofokeng. He found it with superb accuracy.
Think speed, and they believe that he can do it from such a range. It is another moment that he didn't need a run. And not so much that he managed to see that he scored a similar cracker, but that was high. This one was nice and low. How he was able to generate so much power for a ground shot of that nature is what really baffles me. But as accuracy of the highest times to be able to that range of Chichizeze's talent.
Also helped Williams, to be fair, by the excellent service here at Orlando Stadium. But that's super shot. Weird little backlift as well. He almost just touches that thing.
Yes! No power. It's just placement.
Unbelievable. It's 2-0 here in favour of Orlando Pirates as Mofokeng adds to Butuma's goal and Orlando Pirates double their score. And they are now plus 15 in goal difference. And the Sunrise plus 17, so there's still a chance tonight to go top of the table. Now Mofokeng takes the ball away. Moreni's going to cut in. Moreni's going to go for goal! And Chichizeze makes a very fine save. Well, after two poor misses, that was, I thought, for 1 second, going to be third time lucky. And denied by Chichizeze.
Definitely looked bound for goal. And Chichizeze, like I said, as he does in so many different games, I mean, he comes up with these spectacular saves. He cuts it to the inside. I mean, he barely gets his fingertips to the ball, but good enough to take it off the bar. What a beauty of a Kela. Excellent goalkeeping.
Now, here might be a chance for Mosadi. Excellent cover provided by Sierra. Came across him, stole it away at the right moment. Ndaba driving forward. Butuma wants it. Pulls it back here. Leaves it for Mofokeng. He has a chance for Moreni. Left footer. Good block. Left footer again. Blocked a second time. Oh, some brave defending from Magesi, putting their bodies on the line there. As far as Mbata. This is going to be the last passage of play here. Mr. Gassa says that's it for the first half. So, 2 goals, Butuma and Mofokeng. Orlando Pirates, well, they're going to always be the fancy team in this game, but they've lived up their expectation in this one.
It's going to be more easy. They tried Magesi open on a number of occasions. It was only Chichizeze that stood in their way.
Damage done certainly as far as Orlando Pirates is concerned. They are in the lead as we go to half-time. Mofokeng with the second, Butuma with the opener inside 10 minutes. The Buccaneers in the driving seat.
Samsung Blue Tax sale is back. New year, new savings. Get up to 40% off. Offers valid from 19 January to 23 February 2026.
The new Corolla Cross. Fill it with. And yes, I'm leaving now. to the...
I need to call.
Who's that?
He's a meerkat.
And the new Corolla Cross, filled with life.
Choose happy. Get the Amazulu double jalapeno chicken meal from $39.90.
Everyone here, Orlando Pirates and Magesi in the Betway Premiership. The Six and the Buccaneers are heading to joint top place at the top of the table with Mamelodi Sundowns. 32 points. If they can hold on to the lead, will be their tally after 14 games. They'll have that'll be one game in hand over the champions, which they'll catch up with the week when they go down to Durban. It's a vital game in the championship chase for the Buccaneers. More than a decade since their last title, of course, so the hunger for the championship very much alive in the Buccaneer camp. Right, changes are about to be made. Mashiani to make his debut. They're bringing on the Ghanaian midfielder Marcos and Darko ex-Amazulu. He'll provide a fair amount of hustle there in the middle of the shore of that. Mashiani come on for Masakela and his new side. He played well there, of course, had the job in the UK and other on the tail. Right off to allow Sibeli on, so that'll be just a bit more traction down the right hand side. I fancy with him, maybe not as much down the right as they were hoping for. There's been a lot down the left from Mudaba.
Yeah.
Sibeli going to be the man who opens things up on the right as well.
He's played there in the past in the T's balance when he's still there. Now and then featured as a full back. So he basically loves the space in front of him. It's more like a highway for him. That's why for me you cannot have a right attacking player in front of a fullback like him.
I guess he's been winning since October and T's Galaxy in the league. 2 defeats and 2 draws in their last 5 matches since. Now, there's Apollos, switches play. First opportunity for Modegi in the second half. Chipazeze makes the save, cleared away. Immediately into action, and the Buccaneers have it back again. Modegi, oh, that's lovely. Now, drags it back. This is a tough ball for Batua. Made a good effort.
Indeed, first of all, just to find yourself in that box. Sometimes you find teams lacking in presence in that box. And Tuma is an ever presence. It's not a big strike, but it's very strong. He's not afraid to get stuck into those tough small areas. Maybe the ball a little bit behind him. To readjust his upper body just to align his head. You don't notice Nico when you think of the defending. And some big and tough. Just more about all that technique. That's soft. Yes, so effective.
Mofokeng, teasing. Moremi, left foot. Again, Apollos. Shots, curls. And wide, it chooses his goal. Well, he was always trying to shape and shoot in that build-up Apollos, so when the ball came back to him, he was not going to miss out on the opportunity. Mofokeng. Pointed out, also pushed away from the goal. Excellent stop from Zimbabwe.
Sometimes it's the same and done.
Yes, Moremi, they keep coming, the Buccaneers. Dummy by Butume, thought maybe Siema would continue the run and find the centre-back. Ball's out of play, and we are going to have double change here for the Buccaneers. De Jong and Ntangela. Butume off, Mbata off, so Ntangela is on for Mbata. And Andre de Jong will appear for the first time in the colours of Orlando Pirates. He's played for Amazulu, he's played at Royal AM, and of course sold by Stellenbosch in the January transfer window. The changes on. So yeah, Ntangela's first contribution. Ball in the middle, de Jong with a chance for his first goal! And how did Ntangela miss that from that range? Well, to be fair, the defender was right on top of him, but point-blank range in front of the goal. And a good chance for de Jong as well to score with his first touch. Look at that. You've got to bury those, William.
Yes. Chiquiziz was there, and the defender, two defenders, vanity, but yes, still good to find target.
That is Christopher Shabalala. He's our winner today. Of the Best Dressed Fan. Remember, the competition can earn you 10,000 in your pocket, and if you have a Betway account, well, they double the money. Here, Moremi and Apollos will be going off. That's Magani coming on. It looks like Sedami will get his debut. He has a chance for Sedami! Oh, that was in the back of the net, but wide of goal.
Yes, the aim was a little bit tight, but no, we were trying to squeeze it from that, be of course, chance of that goal, but close it down. We don't let advance players coming from that type of angle to go over the far post, cross the face of goal.
You remember the contribution he made against Mamelodi Sundowns in the early stage of the season, the MTN 8. There's de Jong. Then Ntangela, last attack of the game. Can they get one more? De Jong! Oh, so close to the debut goal.
Good move once again. Excellent in the passing game, going forward. Nice movement, nice touches. Yeah, good shot. Second late, still.
Yeah, I was on the wrong foot as well for him. That is the game, ladies and gentlemen. Last touch from Andre de Jong wide of the target, but Orlando Pirates have a hand, of course. The championship chase is looking like it is going to go down to the wire. Hopefully for us neutrals, we are going to enjoy a fabulous 3 months of league action before we find out who the champions are. Your thoughts, William Strongway?
Fantastic, of course. I think the performance, maybe Paris have edited it a bit more. Excellent work by Chiquiziz on the pitch. But a little Paris, you can see it's a build-up game. A lot of players are back that were missing last season. Makaulo won in that middle of the park. And the new players that are being introduced that are still also picking up form. Mofokeng was shot. We didn't see much of him in that first half of the league of the season. He's back. He's featuring almost full-time now, and he's also looking good. So there's a lot going positive for the Pirates, and they can only be continuous. It's a critical time coming ahead as far as the league season is concerned.
Well, they'll be back in action in midweek in the league. What's the future for John Maduka? We hope to find some more clarity on that here tonight, if not in the coming days. And of course, Magesi, well, they've got relegation matters that are looming large. Nedbank Cup for them next, but then back in action on the 13th of February in the league, where they host Lamontville Golden Arrows. So, a good evening's work tonight for the Buccaneers. Fans might feel there should have been one or two more goals, but Butuma and Mofokeng got the business done in the first half with goals in the 9th and the 41st minute. Title chase is alive and exciting.
Samsung Blue Tax sale is back. New year, new savings. Get up to 40% off. Offers valid from 19 January to 23 February 2026.
The Premier Soccer League is marched to its end. The Big League Show.
Choose happy. Get the Amazulu cheeseburger meal from $29.90.
After 5 rounds of the Betway Premiership, Chippa United were experiencing their worst ever start to a Premiership season since they won the First Division all the way back in 2014. And nothing's changed as far as that's concerned, because after round 16, Chippa United is still experiencing their worst start to a Betway Premiership season in their 12th campaign in the top flight of South African football. Today they take on a Durban City side who are experiencing their first season in the Betway Premiership after winning the Motsepe Foundation Championship last season as Durban City, and their second season as Durban City after having moved from the Harry Waller Stadium to Chatsworth and taken on the name of Durban City from Maritzburg United. So good afternoon and welcome to your World of Champions. Good afternoon and welcome to Buffalo City Stadium. We are in East London, the place of my birth, my home, and round 17 of the Betway Premiership. Chippa United playing 10 matches this season in East London up against Durban City, who are currently in 6th place on the table. Chance to go 4th this afternoon. Ahead of Sekhukhune United and Amazulu with the victory. Chippa United could get themselves the relegation zone. It's quite which Chippa United making 2 changes coming into this one from the victory against Orbit College, where Figueiredo scored the only goal of the match. Sergio Cummings and Figueiredo back in the starting lineup, place for Bienvenu Eberengar, all for Sammy Siabi in the lineup. The Cameroonian starts on the bench with just a single goal. Goals have been a record, but so 4 goals already scored over the course of the city here in East London. Marumo Ganstek is waiting. Durban City.
This is a game is normally we've seen him playing as a right back. You know, this game is playing high at the pitch. That's why he gets an opportunity to counter-press there, steal the ball, and just to test Darren Kidd there.
Play again. Oliver. Nice little slice in the middle. Mokoena Maseko getting past 1 or 2 players, including Goodman Mosele. A space wide on that left-hand side. A huge deflection carries the ball in to that penalty area. And Durban City looking fierce with Zizo Manawana.
You can see the fluidity that they have in terms of the movement up front. Also the fluidity that they have in terms of the movement up front. Also sometimes on the left-hand side, but look at the
Figure Jordan finds Mashiko. No goals this afternoon so far in the Betway Premiership. Don't forget 2 matches tonight. Pirates against Magesi, Polokwane against Albert. Koyiba scores! Keats must take the blame. That's shocking from an experienced goalkeeper. Koyiba scores and he's returned to Chippenham United. And you've got to be the right person to take advantage of those sort of situations. Koyiba makes no mistake. And Durban City punished. They'll be sick with that one.
Yeah, you gotta be in the right positions, and that's what you pay. When you trying to play from the back end, you can see that Darren Keeley was still wasn't trying to kill the ball. He was waiting for one of the midfielders to actually show up, and that also because of the ball. The ground is also, doesn't allow the ball to flow that much. The ball got stuck into between his feet. That's why then Koyiba took that opportunity. Being the presence of mind, being able to punish them.
Well, it's just too easy at the end of the day. Kleiber comes across too late. There's no chance for Mashiko on the left-hand side of them. Kiese was arguably not out of position because there wasn't any threat. So they were looking for the transition again. Were Durban City, they paid the price.
Yeah.
Konkobe, so the lucky ball, Koyiba! Could have been 2.
Good passage of play from Chippa United. It helps as well that you have a striker that is mobile, by understanding where, and also showing you the midfield the way he wants the ball.
Darren Keats saving the blushes of Durban City. What do you say? Domingo? This is the sort of style we're going to see from Chippa United in 2026. Then again, it's going to be survival. If you look at the last 12 seasons, the worst ever start for Chippa United in the Betway Premiership. 12 points, only 2 victories, minus 13 goal difference. It's never been as bad as this. So if you look at the 2018-19 season, similar statistics, where they only scored 9 goals and conceded 17 at the around the 16 mark of the season, but only minus 8 goal difference. I say only, and 12 points. And the only difference between the 2018-19 season and 25-26 is goal difference. And the goal difference is 5 goals more damaging. So that's why it's the worst.
Figueiredo,
good space. There's a big deflection from July. It's a top save, from Keats.
It is a top save indeed for Keats to get down that low very quickly. Quick reaction from him.
Referee playing advantage. Figueiredo in space once again. Does he pull the trigger this time? Oh my word, Keats. It wasn't for Keats. Chippa leads, we know.
I mean, it just shows how top keeper is. Of course, he made a mistake. The ball stolen from his feet to be able to give Koyiba to Chippa score. But look at the saves that he's been pulling, and also those are the saves that Chippa wasn't getting the A on before they scored a goal. Now there's a lot of confidence in the Chippa side. They get to those holes, they punch those holes within Durban City's defense. But this man here, Darren Keats, keeps the team alive.
Do you see how much of a difference for Chippa United? They've been playing down the right-hand side and looking for the Sergio Camis Maliguana action, and all of a sudden it's become a lot more imposing from the left. And I've spoken about Justice Figueiredo and how I've thought he's improved since he's moved from Richards Bay FC down here to the Eastern Cape. And he's just growing so much more in confidence. He's got support behind him from Amazulu and from Modise, who I think is playing brilliantly today.
Yeah, and also you hear Coach Kanye as well speaking of Figueroa playing on the left-hand side, knowing that he's the player that always likes to cut in and take those shots. And this is the game that wants him, allows him actually to play lopsided because, like you rightfully said, Chipa started all the way on the right-hand side with Kamisen and Maniwara playing, but maybe it's more open here for Figueroa because of the nice combination that he has with Matrosa as well. Knowing that you have a solid defensive line, that is Modise, then you definitely want to go forward more.
Magawara with a free kick for Durban City. That'll be a goal kick. Almost thought that the ball would come off a Chippa United player. No problems for Majibodu. Been a lovely return to Chippa United from the 25-year-old to Paulo Koiba. It's only his fourth match of the season. He's second in the starting lineup. Polokwane City, then Chippa United before he went to Pirates. And how many of the players have gone from Pirates from Chippa? Look at Goodwin Mosele. He went from Barocca to Pirates, and then Chippa United to Pirates and back to Chippa.
Devon City also they've chopped their tempo a little bit. Maybe they got discouraged from the goal opportunities to start playing because there's a lot of time to play. And maybe, up the tempo a little bit, create those chances that they were creating, especially in the first half with the fluidity that they have up front.
July fancies himself. Maseko, there was a in front of Boy suddenly pops up on the left-hand flank.
At the ball, there was a corner kick, so when corner kick happens, you can see how short he is, possibly now being the person that whenever the goalkeeper has the ball to try and initiate those counter-attacks going forward.
Ball arrives in the penalty area, just missed the header, Trevor Mokwana. A goal against Polokwane City last time out for the man in your picture. 24-year-old Trevor Mokwana, former Tugati and Abington City player. It's half-time in Buffalo City. Chippa United taking the lead in curious circumstances, Teko. But you've got to take your chances when they're provided.
You have to take your chances knowing exactly where you position on the lock. This man, you don't keep here trying to play out of the back when he was presence of mind was there to pounce. Chipa started coming back in the first half. Let's see if can they continue that momentum? Can they come back in the second half?
Yeah, I think on the balance of play, Chippa United, the better side, the better creative. We've seen action from Kamis on the right and Figueroa on the left-hand side, and Darren keeps put under pressure. He's made a couple of unbelievable saves after that mistake that led to the goal for the returning season of Paulo Koiba. But yeah, just the one chance you need, and Chippa United proved that with that away victory against Albert College. Just takes one goal without the opposition scoring a goal. One goal in this one at half-time, then in East London, Koiba on his return to the lineup for Chippa United has the home side leading by a goal to nil.
Samsung Blue Tax sale is back. New year, new savings. Get up to 40% off. Offers valid from 19 January to 23 February 2026.
Looking for non-stop action? eBet has you covered. Bet on the biggest games, spin exciting slots, and enjoy top-tier entertainment. Anytime, anywhere. Fast payouts, secure play, and endless ways to keep the excitement going. Sign up now and play your exclusive bonuses. Whether you're making the big calls or spinning for excitement, the game is in your hands. Are you born to win? Come play at ebet.coza. T's and C's apply.
Get the Amazulu double jalapeno chicken meal from $39.90.
We're welcome back to Buffalo City Stadium, East London. Round 17 of the Betway Premiership. Champion United with, was it hard-fought 4 or was it fortuitous? That goal from Sina Kolokoiwe's first of the season. Yes, and then much game time though. We moved back from Orlando Pirates to the Chile Boys and immediately making his impact. And it wasn't just from that goal either, where he stole the ball away from the Durban City goalkeeper Darren Key, who incidentally after that made at least 3 absolutely outrageous saves to keep a very motivated Champion United side away from any further danger before the half-time break. So Champion United had a half-time lead by 1-0. And Durban City with some work to do under their new coach Nitima Badela. Underway then for the second half in East London. Good to have you with us on your World of Champions. Always lovely to visit my city of birth as Mobara makes the clearance. Maniguana a little bit naughty perhaps, but nothing from the referee. The blue-clad Durban City side will attack the goal to the left-hand side of your screen, where Dumisani Msibi is keeping a clean sheet thus far, looking for 4 in a row in the colours of the Chile Boys. Champion United in their grey strip will play from left to right during the course of the second half. Corner kick for Durban City, played nice and deep over the head of Mkize. And Durban City have had all the corners today, 3 in total. First of the second half. No way through for Mashiko. Mashiko with another bite of the cherry. It's just going away from his teammates on a turn. It wasn't all that bad from Magawana.
He was trying to poke it because immediately after turning there was pressure coming towards him, so he decided just to do what's natural, trying to poke, but he couldn't hit the target. Good cross nonetheless from Mashiko.
Just a fraction more composure. That top right-hand corner was beckoning for the 27-year-old. Foul on Hashim Domingo. In fact, foul hasn't been given on Hashim Domingo. It's been given as a throw-in for Durban City, who will be very keen to get on the level terms as quickly as possible. Trevor Mokoena can't find the target, can't find the teammate either for that matter.
Maybe also now you're looking at the amount of crosses that have been brought in from a given city side of Australia. You still have Kwapeng on the bench. Maybe he might be a player that possibly may benefit from those.
There's an opportunity with a shot from Magawana. One from the right-hand side of attack, one from the left. And the defenders can breathe a sigh of relief because that was a really good chance for Sazizo.
Yeah, it was a good chance indeed. With a little bit of machine there, ball being stolen again in the midfield. I think he could have done better and just try and force a save from Msibi.
Champion United looking purposeful. I can understand that Durban City on the side that want to push the agenda, looking for that elusive equaliser. Only 4 draws the entire season for Durban City. 6 losses, 8 victories. It's not a bad debut season. Side netting and a little bit acrobatic. I hope he's okay. Dived over Modise, the advertising hoardings of the official PSL.
Good passage of play.
Yeah.
Nice 1-2 there we play. You can see so much space, so much gap. Once he has that momentum, it's very difficult, but also he's way that he wants to play the ball because he allows the ball to roll, try to look at it and moves inside, only to realize that the ball is out.
Naturally left-footed player, and if he played it 2 touches earlier, there might have been a better effort for Modise. By the time it came back with Kwaiba. Hashim Domingo in the meantime, it's a good ball in as well, and it's past the upright from Mokoena. They really would have backed themselves to have scored that one. Lovely play by Hashim Domingo.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Mokoena to find himself in an offside position, but nonetheless he didn't hit the target, but good ball being played by Domingos. They're expecting him to try and just hit the target, but do the runs that they need to make for them to get back into this game.
One of the great first touch from Maniguana. Gets inside into trouble a little bit. Good touch from Letsie Kobapeng. Himself a former Wood College player. Kobapeng again. Mashiko looking for work. And so for that matter is Marman. Referee allows play to continue with that challenge by Goodwin Mosele and Trevor Mokwena. I think Mokwena is the guilty party. But a save from Msimi anyway, who is steering not long for the fourth time.
You can see Mokwena coming from behind, stealing the ball, but I guess it falls nicely for Marman. Could have looked today just on the penalty spot. There was Masangu. You can also look at the referee as well, his positioning. I never saw it as a foul where Mokwena was involved with Goodman.
Tadibodu headed forward now. So we got the third goal here. Can Goodwin Mosele provide it? Figueroa certainly has the capabilities. Maniguana, can he score something special? Oh, it's a little tickle for the money! Denied by Keith's trailing hand because he was almost on his knees and he just stuck down the hand and parried the ball away. Keith rescues Durban City from further embarrassment.
Yeah, that's the challenge. You can see he was. That's the moment where he was judged offside, but nonetheless, Darren Keith making himself a little bit bigger. That's a good run there, been done by Bonan.
Oh, they're just so composed on the ball at the moment. Majadi Bonuna, big up on that's Maniguana. Bonani. Beautiful defending by Kaba.
Kaba using his body very well. They seem to find holes there because I think the best is disjointed now. Look at the holes that they're trying to find there. Normally you see Kaba and Keys being close to each other, but Bonani finding space, a good ball being played inside the box.
What sort of Durban City are we going to see in the Nedbank Cup? Their first performance in the Cup of Dreams as a Premier League side. Of course, we're not taking the statistics of Maritzburg United into consideration, but Chippa United, slowly but surely, we're seeing much more of a relaxation in the dignitaries enclosure by the boss man. Well, chip forward by Marman. Maniguana has time to have a look past Letsie Kobapeng. Kize past Pakampo, but there's only 5 jerseys in the colour of grey around the ball, and Bonani's not able to hook onto it. Nice work by Jurgens, but there's a sense of frustration in the Durban City camp. Yeah. You can see that pass from Jurgens, just all over the place, really. It is frustrating. You play a good ball in the middle of the park, and suddenly errors in different parts of the pitch cost your team, and cost your team indeed. Chippa United for the first time this season win back-to-back. Dumisani Msibi keeps a clean sheet for the 4th time in a row. Chippa United out of the relegation zone past Wood College. With the only 2nd time of the season they've scored more than 1 goal. If you go back to the Wood College match on the 16th of September, where they won by 2 goals to 1, and here they haven't conceded. For Durban City, well, it's back to the drawing board before the cup match on Friday. One against Wood College, one against Polokwane City. They've come short here in East London. Darren Keats, with the ball at his feet, seemed to get stuck in the ground, stuck between his legs, and Kwahiba took advantage of that, and then a delightful pass as well. That came from Justice Figueroa, Sergio Cummings, I think it was, that led to the 2nd goal for Kwahiba. Both opportunist goals, you could say, but mistakes need to be punished, and Chipper United have punished their opposition today.
Yeah, Chipper United did. He was the man that had the presence of mind, being able to anticipate balls at the right time. And yes, those are the lessons that you also have to learn from a given city. There is a game coming in, so those lessons that need to be applied and make sure that they don't make the same mistake twice.
Yeah, for Sintim Bertella, against his former side, it will be a little bit of a bitter pill to swallow, but for Vuzimuzi Vilakazi, sure, there will be a lot of delight in the dressing room of the Chile boys. Certainly those supporters have had a good afternoon, and even the neutrals amongst them, those kinds of Chiefs fans, etc., have had a good afternoon in the colours of Chipper United. Chipper United with 2 goals, one either side of halfway by Koyiba, who scores a brace today. Chipper United win by 2 goals to 0.
Samsung Blue Tax sale is back. New year, new savings. Get up to 40% off. Offers valid from 19 January to 23 February 2026.
The Premier Soccer League is proud to present the Big Picture. The Premier Soccer League is proud to present the Big Picture.
Choose happy. Get the Amazulu cheeseburger meal from $29.90.
Well, not much of a margin between cap qualification and mid-table mediocrity at the halfway point of this Betway Premiership season. And with TS Galaxy and Skakuni United jockeying for position in the top half, this match is of vital importance to both sides. A little welcome to the Mpumalanga province. It was a bright and sunny afternoon on the first day of February, but it has become rather grey and gloomy, and we endured some rather heavy downpour just about half an hour earlier. Mercifully, that has somewhat subsided up to now, leading up to kickoff for TS Galaxy and today's visitors, Skakuni United. At risk of being cut adrift by the top 3 unless their fortunes improve, Babinoko 6 points off leaders Mamelodi Sundowns. Galaxy are a further 2 points back, still clinging to the hope of competing continentally once again. The win would see 7th place Galaxy climb above Skakuni United and into 5th. Defeats, however, leave them floundering just inside the top 8 band, dead in hopes of playing football next season. Those go for Skakuni to improve their last position today. They're in 5th currently. A win would take them within 1 point of 3rd place. Chiefs at 4th place. Amazulu, in form that have leapt above them in 2026, while Skakuni United has struggled to find their feet in the new year, navigating what has been an exhausting schedule of the game practically every 3 days. So far, it's really taken its toll on the Skakuni United side, who are actually on
the road for the first time in 2026. Plays 3 successive matches and won. A lot of familiarity between these two sides. Several players have turned up for their opponents in the past as we familiarise you with the lineup. It's a milestone today for Macbeth. Good day. It is 100 top-flight starts for TS Galaxy at only 24 years of age. Very impressive. Rockets make a solitary change from the 11 that started last weekend against Amazulu in Durban. And as was widely expected, Obama Dong returns from suspension, taking place of Sondin Lamini at right back. Platinum Gaga returns to the bench after serving his 2-match ban, and Senator looks to make the 11 boys' second game in succession. The first time this season that he's been left out of the 11 twice in a row. 3 changes for Sukuni United, all injury involved. 7 Masibi came off early against Sundowns. Langer later in the match, the initial prognosis for both doesn't look particularly good. In for them are Kenneth Makalo and Sean Mokela. Meanwhile, a big loss in the midfield. He did travel but failed a late fitness test. He's made the second most minutes of here, the second most minutes of any player this season. Has been crucial for them coming in for his Babinanuku debut, and just days after joining his former Galaxy man Tato Kiba. And it's TS Galaxy who gets us underway. As Rockets have been really good here at the Bombela Stadium. Terrific at home. Will that give them the edge? And then I pose that question to William Shaw. So we get a lot of form of TS Galaxy. William, the brass band playing at the moment, struggling a little bit. Right-hand flank, Chana, now Matuna, Spanzidoga, Keita. Speculative efforts from Keita, who has scored already in 2026, came on the penalty spot against Bruno Gallas after Manchester Junior Zindoga and won that penalty.
Which was a better idea at all. At that point in time, you don't expect the strike to come from that far. And Kate was on point, having picked up the goalkeeper way off the line.
Taylor works to the space. Well, Brendan Grobler's influence, whether he got the last touch or not, is enough. And his draft in the Betway Premiership that stretches back to September appears to be over. He wheeled away, patting his forehead, claiming that the last touch was his. Brendan Grobler, evergreen, turned 38 last weekend, still doing what he's always done. It is his.
Without a doubt, yes. Goalkeeper maybe comes a little bit too far. If you're going to come up that far, you're going to make sure at least you get, even the slightest touch might put him off. Tape, the tallest of most of the goalkeepers in the league, doesn't get there. Maybe starting point, I thought he started too close to the near post to be able to cover that far post. And you don't want to allow a man like him with that inch of space at the back. Find the back of the net.
And hit back. Through Let's Swallow. He's been Bujana here. Set into the side, hitting by a small touch from Lina.
Really adventurous Bujana. It's the second time that he finds himself so high. Look at his commitment, comes from depth and picks up the ball. And was a bit tight, but he thinks to himself, you know what? Anything can happen from here. That's why Lina spreads himself wide and gets a good touch to push it out for a corner.
Maduna, Lina with the punch. Then it's Sueño, that's a crack. Might have another chance. Then it's Sueño, let's fly. Lina palms it away. Peeling out under the pressure from Maduna.
Change his strike. I can't help but remember, most probably 4 seasons ago, and Steadies, he got this similar opportunity and came up with a great strike to beat the goal, but scored his first on his debut. So he must have remembered that moment.
I'm not quite sure we go down as a triple save. Certainly a double save.
I can call it easily a triple save because after I made the second one, that thing was going to ball into the back of the net. Very difficult once again. Remember the slippery nature of the field. That was possibly going to drop behind him into the back of the net. So, call it a triple save. Wonderful goal. There she is. Olivier Cezanne, squad official for this game. It's her first, all the way from Emily. They're developing them all around the country.
Now we're not. Once the movement from Caleta Macala against the movements. Just as this by Maruna. And it goes from Pimube.
Yes, being unsure what's happening around. I'm thinking to myself, maybe bring down one first good touch, maybe a strike. Now, I guess Keita might have put him off a bit. Oh, Bila was
in a bit of a premiership.
Yeah, poor take there by Bila. All I did was get to a problem, open up, beautiful, left side of the attack.
Best in the division for the amount of times he has won possession this season.
Yeah, we're coming from the low, yeah, back, catches Maduna.
That's why the trainer has remained calm.
Kiri turns to you from behind. Two fouls. One goal.
He's also on the verge of a suspension, by the way, so he talks his way into the referee. This is the next game, this is the Bank Cup match against Marumo Gallas. Chiefs for a second time. Having got the better of them about a week and a half back. Just from the referees want to return to his feet. Kick ball coming. Bila just possessed by Kiba. Piri.
Piri. No, it's more like it's a bit cool.
To deliver. Forces the league 6th overall this season. Still awaiting his first goal. Not his best takeaway by Bila now. Maduna. Referee is losing his patience with the Maduna. but that and foul. So that's the first half in the books. It's just the fifth time in 17 league matches this season that Amazulu United have managed to score a first half goal. It came courtesy of the head of Bradley Grobler.
Samsung Blue Tax sale is back. New year, new savings. Get up to 40% off. Offers valid from 19 January to 23 February 2026.
Choose happy. Get the Amazulu double jalapeno chicken meal from $39.90.
Second 45 here as we get back underway. Tennis Galaxy seeking to come back into this particular match. They have not conceded the opening goal and gone on to win since match day 3. Went down to Chipper United, but ended up winning that game 4-1. Now, on the opposite flank, it's Sueño, and all the way through. Bila, another corner.
Difficult ball to deal with because you're not too sure if the defense in front of you are going to make contact with you. You've got to wait until the last second of that. Defending, I think, defender got a chance to it. Small deflection.
Yep. Silva helps it along. That means they haven't scored on all conceded one. Sueño skews that and Bujana crushes it! Oh man! Hits the woodwork. It's the 7th time this season that TS Galaxy have been denied by the woodwork. That's the most in the Betway Premiership.
Once again, when I see Bujana with a bit of space, I want to skip the goalkeeper here. And works it with just about everything that he had. And man, this time Lena, would have been told about it.
Maduna. Those that lead this in swallow here for Matlambi. Silva Matlambi! Just one.
That's more like Matlambi, this time hasn't been invested as pass to the inside opens up for him. Needed a little bit of a care to hit the far post. That's where he wanted to be. He's not afraid to take a shot. He's not afraid to take the defense on.
keeper, and Madula tensions flaring here. Roller getting himself unnecessarily involved, and it's already boiling over at the moment. From the opposite dugout, follows Mazet is trying to play peacemaker.
I'm concerned about Lee now, came all the way and have played such a good game. You don't want to spoil it in the result. The book.
Standing by here with the card in his hand. Bradley Frobler and specifically Madula are both dismissed, so we will have just 20 players on the park for the remainder of this game.
They call it the heat of the moment. I mean, if you have to go talk to Frobler afterwards, I mean, at the least you can expect from him to be this aggressive.
Yeah.
But like I say, the heat of the moment can make you do things that I'm sure when you look back yourself, think to yourself, what went wrong with you?
Bradley Frobler and specifically Madula are two players dismissed here. It's the first time this season that either have been sent off. Bradley Frobler dismissed for just the second time in his professional career. The walks for the second time in his pro career. Being dismissed. They have scored 2 or more goals in 5 of their last 6 home games. Today it's not been coming right for them in front of goal. Jana came closest. He struck the woodwork from long range. Now this is Swallow sliding it through here. For one who just could not sort his feet out.
Once again, Mohaile, excellent in covering defense, coming from his right full-back position, cuts to his side, with just about nobody left, just barely arrives. That's anticipation of the highest kind. Not too many full-backs will do that for you.
In from Matlambi, and another opportunity goes a begging. One is out to wandering.
Yeah, right to the centre. So obviously now plays as a top striker. And he attacked that ball nicely. I thought he would have a little more contact with it. That was very risky. From the train. I know he gets pushed a bit, but still. Others would have viewed that there's a shoulder type of charge.
And it was his final involvement. They sacrificed the defenders on Santam Gaga, who hasn't featured in the last 2 matches due to suspensions sent off late against Kaiser Chiefs in December. He's on. Melendez. Another cross is blocked away. Gets a little lucky there.
Bujana, I think throughout the game, we saw what it is to be in control of the midfield. He's the one that was providing passes, obviously breaking down the attacks from Sakune, and being able to hold the ball under so much pressure and not giving it away. For me, outstanding performance that video. Unfortunately, still coming up second best. At this point now. And the game that they were able to keep up, just throughout the game, they were committing, they were able to defend, they were matching some of those Sundowns just about in every area. And towards the end, it just fell apart, and it began to look like a team that is falling apart right now.
This is the 4th game in 12-13 days.
Understandable, but the point is that they are actually crumbling physically.
Caruso. Fischer. Easy take for Ronaldo Lina. Had quite as much to do in the second period as he did in the first half. Ronaldo Lina, they find this. Stop this period. So, sides that have more goals from corners than any other team this season, who have scored more headed goals than any other sides this campaign, have set up their goalkeeper in the final seconds to challenge a Sakune United side who are yet to concede from a direct corner. Monese's delivery. And Caruso's touch behind is the final moments of the game. Bradley Grobler's 19th-minute goal is what separates these two sides. He has scored 4 times against TS Galaxy this season. And TS Galaxy had an opportunity to move above Sakune United, but with the win for the visitors, they open up a 5-point gap between the sides, as Sakune United stay within touching distance of the top teams. They are 3 points off the leaders. Ronaldo Lina with a superb display, especially in the opening period, as Eric Tinkler's men record their first win of 2026, coming courtesy of their first goal of 2026. And ignominious ends to the day of Bradley Grobler, scored in the first half, sent off in the second period alongside Fisty Maduna of TS Galaxy. It was a game in which tempers certainly frayed towards the end. A tough outing for both teams, but a win for Sakune and a vital one.
Regardless of how tough it was, I thought that second half looked very positive for TS Galaxy. Especially of them being able to clean it on front of them. That was the only thing missing.
Team that are usually so clinical, have the best conversion rates in the division, but just could not get it done today on a day where they managed to hit the target 6 times, but conceded to the only shot that their opposition had on target. Sakune United continue their good run on the roads. They record a 1-0 win in Mbombela over the Rockets.
Some Blue Tax sale is back. New Year, new savings. Get up to 40% off. Offers valid from 19 January to 23 February 2026.
The biggest soccer league is brought to the end. The Big Wait Show.
There's now the more that goes into a toilet, so to get it all into 30 seconds, I've asked for a little help.
To achieve the extraordinary, you need partners. People who will match your ambition. Someone who will never settle for ordinary.
Greetings and welcome to the round 17 edition of the Championship Show. Today we start off on a rather sad but also jovial mood, and that is because we are paying tribute to a man who was loved in and around MultiChoice City. He was part of the security personnel here, so if you've ever driven past MultiChoice City on Bromfisher Road, you definitely would have seen the ever-smiling, ever-happy David Sijobe. Gentlemen, this man will be missed because he was beloved not only here, but by everyone who visited MultiChoice City.
You're 100% right. Humanity personified.
Yeah.
If kindness had a face, should have been that Sijobe.
Yeah.
He taught us that happiness is free.
Right?
Onge moya wa tatana, David Sijobe, onga etlela ikuru.
Absolutely. Fabian?
Yeah, you look at that smile, and that was every day, every minute, every
And you would never say he was cycling 120 kilometers every single day?
Every day. So I just hope that the perpetrator can come forward, or we can find him, so that we do justice to David. That is him for those that don't know him. We know him, we experience him. We're still going to talk about him and miss him a lot. May his soul rest in peace.
Absolutely. Condolences to the Sijobe family, condolences to friends as well who knew him, and everyone who got to know Ndade Sijobe. May his soul rest in peace. Coming back to the action of the Motsepe Foundation Championship, it was a Milford FC side that managed to get all the way back to the top of the table, and that is because Keswick as well as Cape Town City kind of slipped up. So let's see what happened over the weekend.
The Northwest University Mafeking Stadium was alive with expectation. The unformed Little Lions were looking to magnify their playoff credentials as they entertained table toppers Milford. There was a blistering start to the contest with both teams playing an attacking and attractive brand of football in the bid to gain the upper hand early. It took just 11 minutes for Lions to hit the front. Starman Ntutuko Mhlotshwa showed a clean pair of heels and then provided the clinical finish. Lions had the momentum, but they failed to make their dominance count, with skipper Mantleza easily dealing with the situation. Milford was soon gaining confidence, and the pressure on the Lions' defense was intensifying. Despite both teams employing attacking outlets, it was 1-0 to Lions at the break. Milford started the second half in control, and they duly leveled matters through Cheslin Valanda. The search for a winner was intensifying as the clock wound down, although the efforts at goal were speculative at both ends. The winner arrived in stoppage time as Sipusetu Nlabi ensured the Stallions remained top after a 2-1 victory.
Milford FC did a double over Lerumo after beating them 1-0 last year, August. But, of course, because Lerumo already knew what Milford is capable of, they managed to grab an early goal in the 10th minute via Ntutuko Mhlotshwa. James, what a game this was.
Yeah, very disappointing for Lerumo, especially playing at home, but also Milford showed us why they are at the top, because they just lost 2 games in a row. So they showed character, and the opportunity was there for them to see.
At your heels.
I think what helped them is the game between the Keswick and City, which obviously the result was in their favour. And they made sure, coming back from the loss against us, going there to Lerumo Lions and grabbing all 3 points, getting the 2 goals and go back to the top. So the emotions in Milford, in the way they respond, I would say that would be the motivation going forward and going up until the end of the season. Just dedicate and play each and every game for the CEO that they lost.
Absolutely. Now, of course, Fabian is talking about that result between Keswick Stars and Cape Town City. That was 0-0. How amazing is this goal? Cool, calm, collected.
It's the composure. It's a bulky striker Mhlotshwa, and eventually managed to evade the first challenge from a defender over the top. Lapos concentration from the Milford defenders, which to me, defensively, the big question mark is
trust me, the word.
Trust me, defensive, it's basic important. You stick to basics, you apply pressure, there's cover, there's balance. Defensive duties, they are primary, because there's one thing about Motsepe from the championship. It's all about promotion and nothing else. You finish 4th, no one will count you. It's number 1, number 2, number 3, only if you make it also to the playoffs. So defensive, you need to be resolute most of the time.
You have to be resolute when it comes to defense. Well, unfortunately, Lerumo were not resolute when it comes to defense, because very early in the second half, it was the Milford side that decided to get an equalizer via Owen Philander, and an interesting one at that. I don't know how to explain that, Fabian.
Look, again, I think coming out of the break, complacent, thinking that the team won't come back at them.
So, Johnny, when they're sitting there in the top 3.
No, it is that time of the game when you come still out of the change room. You're still thinking, we are leading. They're going to take 5-10 minutes to come at us. And so. But good reaction from Milford. And I mean, you look at it, even Philander, he was standing alone there. And it's also like, for me, a miskick. But on the back of the net, maybe it went off his shin, but it counted and it brought them back into the game. So as much as we say is defensive errors and being on the defenders, like Lucky always say, it's a matter of giving credit to those attackers also that position themselves well. And it was there. I mean, he will take it. They will celebrate. And all the way to grab all 3 points. You know, that equalizer brought them back into the game.
But 3 players in front of 5 defenders, passing each other in between. Something's not right defensively. Even if it's a goal, it's a goal. It doesn't matter how you score it, as long as it's legit. But 3 players, Milford players, now they couldn't deal with what? With the 2 strikers that, like you said, Fabian, when they come in the second half, they introduce Cheslin Philander from the bench, and eventually that's what he got. So that reaction, that impact from the substitute, it was something that they couldn't deal with. I mean, you could also see the second goal, the way they conceded. You can't break the defensive line.
You are talking about that second goal, and that was courtesy of Undlabi, making sure that Milford walk away with all 3 points and solidify that top spot.
Look, it's
once
again defensive organization.
Yeah.
Looking at what ball watching, but then the attacker is making a move from you. Again, it comes from the defender. It comes from the goalkeeper. There's no communication at all. They're all just ball watching. And Ndabe, what he did there, moved on, connect with the ball as it was coming down, and he beat the goalkeeper and he beat his marker with that takeoff. So, an error of mistakes. So,
an error of mistakes.
Listen, even the foul, how did you get the foul? There's somebody that's not even stopping the ball from being played quickly. He's showing his back to the ball, and I mean, the taker was smart there. He reacted very quickly. Say that, let me play it. Maybe from the training grounds they do this, and it paid off. They got the lead. Why not?
It definitely paid off. But then I was just looking now at the top three sides, and we saw Keswick and Cape Town City cancelling one another out. Is that what is possibly going to be happening in the second round, where the top four teams, that I'm talking Milford, Keswick, Kruger, and Cape Town City, when they're playing against each other, that's where you're either going to steal points or you're going to cancel each other out?
Without a doubt, from number 6 to number 1, let me put my head on the block. 56 or 55 will take you home to the Betway Championship. So those, the month of March is going to be a hunting a lot of
time. You're also including Venda FC because coach has said, listen, yes, we might be sitting 24, 33, but we will still possibly take it.
It is possible.
Okay.
Only if there's consistency. Let's look at Cape Town City. 5 games on the trot. They won 5. Where were they? But middle half. From there, they are away now. Number 2, number 3. There's a goal difference. And eventually, if they can show that consistency in the month of March, that's where the league is going to be won.
But that is where the league is going to be won. I like how Fabian is busy laughing. Do you agree? You don't agree?
Look, for me, I would say yes, and from talking especially from a Cape Town City point of view, they're not conceding a lot, and there's free scoring. So that will take you apart from your contenders. You score 4 goals, you don't concede, you can jump 2 places. Like I'm saying, you don't concede, but you score 2 or more goals, and take you a position or 2 up, or you stay there free and relaxing. But to your point, saying that the top teams will definitely don't want to lose to the guys in and around them. You know, but I must say, they must make sure that those that are underneath them, that are in relegation zone, those are the ones they must fear the most, because they are fighting for their lives.
Absolutely. Absolutely. On that note, let us hear from a coach of Milford FC, that is Mr. Kanti Pupuma.
It's a win that we needed. I think we've lost 2 games in a row. So the game at home was sort of a mini recovery from that slump. I thought today we showed up a lot. We really controlled the game from the first half going into the second half. It was even difficult giving a half-time talk to the guys. That's how well they were doing in the first half. It's unfortunate that we considered a goal. Personally, I think it's from an outside position, but it's okay. It's football. We had a lot of chances in the second half. We controlled the game. Could have closed it off much earlier. But most important thing is to get the 3 points, especially away from home. So I'll take it. This is a very difficult division. Any team can outplay you at any given time. So I think according or based on our plan, we're still going all right. So I'm not really going to demand a lot from the boys. They showed me a lot of heart today. So overall, the season so far, it's been okay for us. Hopefully we can continue in that form and just continue ticking the boxes until May.
I'm curious, do you think he was wearing shorts on the day?
It's a tough league. So for him to show character away from home, after losing 2 and then also with the
But you're not answering my question, James. Do you think that the Pupuma was wearing shorts? Because we know he likes to wear shorts.
That's not enough food.
knows? It is hard to know to the foundation check. Alright. But I like that he does admit, Fabian, that it is a tough league to be in.
It is hot in the league, and when you play, it's also hot. You know, that's not the West. It's a thing of how do you then change your planning when you get to the end of your target. The target might be to say, let's go for playoff spot, because remember, it's always difficult to stay on top than to chase the one that's on top to pull him down. So he needs to tweak here and there, work around it, and see how he can overcome that.
But do you want to tweak too much, though?
No, not too much. Just here and there. Not in terms of fighting or so. There's so many ways to do it. As long as it's going to add to what you already planned.
Okay, give me 1 point where they need to tweak.
1 point, basically, is maybe the traveling. Kind of tweak it, change it here, make it easy for the players. Fly in and out, because now also they're playing midweek, they're playing weekends. You know, and those small things will make a difference coming end of the season and even towards the last quarter of the season.
Makes absolute sense. On that note, though, let's take a quick break. When we return, we take a look at what happened out in Limpopo in the derby.
For some families, one dual pizza is enough for two, but one almost half a meter monsterito is enough for four. So one is for four, and four is whether it's a dual pizza for two or a monsterito for four. All our pizza is made with double zero flour, slow proof for 24 hours, making it both more and better.
Penalties, big on family, big on pizza.
Hey, Zinzi. One video, yeah. Something in there, yeah.
Hi there, thank you. Okay. Solid failure.
You're my first choice for real man.
Something in there, yeah.
The lady.
Emirates.
Yeah. Okay. I know it's first day. I'd love your thoughts.
I actually solved something similar in my third year. Choose a high-performance tertiary education. Or spend your whole career wishing you had.
The excitement was palpable at the Toyando Stadium as Black Leopards played host to Baroka in the Limpopo derby. At the forefront of a relegation battle, both these giants were in need of a morale-boosting result. Baroka started well and took the attack to the Leopards' last line. However, for all their industry, a finish was lacking. At the other end, the free kick wreaked havoc, and Leopards captain Tendo Mukumela saw his effort go to stride. It was 0-0 at the break. Momentum remained with Leopards in the second half. Another set piece had the Baroka defense at sea, and Wape Musonda rifled home the opener. Baroka needed a response, and Leopards number 1 Samkelo Sitole was on hand to keep his team ahead. But the visitors' defensive woes were on full display. The woodwork though this time came to their rescue. With Leopards seconds away from victory, Baroka got their leveler. Spongin Kosi Makumi nodded home the equalizer. 1-1 the final score, the pair remained in the relegation zone. The Bees were looking to make a climb towards the top half of the table as they played host to the playoff-chasing Hungry Lions. Lions wasted little time settling down and gave the Bees defense plenty to think about. But the hosts soon took the lead spectacularly. An inch-perfect ball by Sean Mukwena was rifled home by Menzi Mandela. The goal sparked the Bees to life. While they tore through the Lions' defense, all that was lacking was a finish. However, things soon unraveled as a handball in the area earned Lions a penalty. And a bit of magic from the Bees goalkeeper Sabelo Shamane kept his team in front. At the other end, the hosts continued to carve out opportunities, but again they were found wanting in the final third. And they were made to rule those missed opportunities as Santino Smith levelled matters. It was 1-1 at half-time. The Bees wrestled back control for the resumption of the second half, as Mandela looked particularly threatening. But once Lions regrouped, their attacking prowess came to the fore. Needing to play between Smith and Sibiso Masisi had the Bees on the ropes, but Shamane produced a point-blank save. The winner arrived in the 5th minute of stoppage time, as Yannick Ngume ensured Lions maintained their playoff push with a 2-1 victory.
From the top of the table, we move to the basement, and that is where we find Baroka FC and Black Leopards, separated by just 2 points. Fabian, you were talking about how difficult it is to play the teams at the top, but also even more difficult for the teams at the bottom. Now, these two teams were playing against each other, and they did exactly what the teams at the top did. They cancelled each other out.
They probably saying, let us both come out of there, because
with something
for the province, it's not going to be good. And for the history of both these teams, we know, but it's you take it and then you move on to the next game. But they made itself very difficult for themselves to find themselves there. You know, chopping and changing of coaches, late registration of players, all those things affected them. That's why they find themselves there. But I still believe there's hope. They can come out of there. It's just a matter of getting the points rather sooner than don't leave it for May, because like James say, the league will be won in March, so they need to get out of that relegation position in April.
As quickly as possible. Well, Musonda decided, listen, the first 45 was difficult enough for both of us, so in the 60th minute he decided to grab that lead. What a shot.
Form is temporary. Class is permanent.
Ah, what a shot.
Yeah. So you give him time and space in the big box.
There were so many defenders in and around him.
Lalela. He's a sniper. Any chance you saw, any glimpse of goal, you make sure that they punish. And he did extremely well to give Leopard the lead, but unfortunately they couldn't manage those moments, because also now it's going to be psychological. It's an 80 to 20% ratio. 80 psychologically and 20 physical, because now it's no longer about how you apply yourself, it's all about the leadership qualities, how do you manage the moments. And unfortunately they forfeited their lead, and Lalela last pole net. Then Baroka
Hey, point Eddie came in the dying minutes of the second 45, and it was almost like a smash and grab in the last minutes, the dying minutes of the game. Fabian, how do you see this one?
These moments are goals that will make you survive, that you come back and say, we fought. We got there up until the last minute, and the last chance. It didn't look like nobody was expecting that goal from Makume. But he rose up high, he attacked the ball. The cross wasn't so dangerous or so. But he went in and he made sure he connected with the ball, get his full power behind the ball, head it towards the goalkeeper.
I have to ask, when he came in, yes, he sort of stumbled, but then he seemed as though he was getting things together. But now they seem to be in the struggle zone once more when it comes to Baroka. What does he need to do for Baroka to get themselves out of this position?
Look, sometimes you just go back to the basics and try and find out to say that you wanted to change things, bring your philosophy in. Let me go back and ask and see how it will suit the team when you go back to their philosophy and try and see will it work in terms of especially in formations. I'm one, I don't believe in formations because for me, it's like where the ball is, where you position yourselves, how you defend as a group, and how you attack when in possession. So this 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, I span.
Yeah.
All a matter of, as a defender, what do you defend? The goals. As a midfielder, not make sure. So for the coaches to go back and say, what worked for Baroka?
Yeah.
How are they used to play? And you're looking at the playing personnel that you have. What suit them best? You know the strengths and the weakness of your own players. You need to make sure, sit down with them and say, Emuna, where are you comfortable? I see you there, but let me try and see. Tweak it around. Talk to them, make them feel part of this fight because this is a big fight. Some of them might not get any more teams, might be their last opportunity to play professional football, and you want to save the team because this team, there's history in both these teams. And I strongly say, and I believe, they will come out of there. We need them in our league.
Absolutely. Well, let's hear from Coach Maputi Kenyeza as well as Kisang Mutau.
A difficult encounter, of course, two teams that are on the bottom half of the league, trying to get out of there is not easy. You can see that the Leopards, when they play home, obviously they are a very difficult team to play against. And I felt that any team on the day could have won the match. I thought both teams created a couple of chances for them for any of the team to lead the match. And it was a difficult match. We take a point to move forward. Obviously, we can win in this particular match, but unfortunately, it wasn't to be. And then we take this point, we go home. We believe that in the next encounter, we'll improve a little bit.
I think the boys did very well. It was close, and then supposed just to deal with the situation. Because the game was over. Yeah, supposed to deal with the situation, but we need. Also, if you look on the opposite side, that they cut those balls that were put in, they deal with them. I think we're unlucky that it was 0 ball, they deal with the first part. But they were fighting, they want to win. Even it was not going to be an easy game. Even in Morocco, you can see that they're just coming for 1 point and then they lead because now you can see the only one to save up the point and then receive from there. I think the games that you played, I think the performance was far better than today because when you play away and then we play far better than today to see because the opposition are not the same. Comoro, the team they like to play, they combine. We won't have those lot of challenges.
You are shouting that. It's tough down there. To come up, to climb the ropes is tough. So it's not going to be easy for him. He needs to show character. He needs to show persona. Come out and...
Bees versus Hungry Lions. Now, the Bees, 3 matches without a win. So basically, in 2026, 0 against Hungry Lions, a draw against Midland Wanderers, and a loss against Leicester City.
Actually, they lost their sting in
Wow, because they're the Bees.
Everything. They enjoyed everything in Christmas.
Yeah.
It's difficult. Remember, they also changed coaching personnel.
Yeah.
How you coming back, it's also going to be a challenge. And I think with Coach Humphrey Mulwane leaving at that time, is now affecting them. It wasn't affecting them immediately, the 2 games that they got results from. Now you see it does affect them. And I think they need to make sure that they win, especially their home games, or at least walk away with a point.
Well, they did show that desire to walk away with a point at least, if not all 3, when Umadela scored in the 10th minute of this encounter, trying. That was a beautiful goal.
Contender for the season.
Yeah.
Goal of the season. Great cross from Ashley Mokoena, Matesh very well. Remember, these are newbies. At times, as a newbie,
are you a newbie in the second half of the season?
You become a close book, but once after that December period, most teams figure them out how to play. And eventually, with Fabian saying that they relieved Coach Mlwane of his duties, and that also with Velile now coming in, now the experiences to show in to say, how do we get to such moments and how do we able to perform from there? Because at the end of the day, as much as we're saying they're playing at home, they're not from Kabokwene.
Yeah.
In fact, Kanyamazane. They are still far away, an hour away from Nelspruit. So that shows one Shusha. So to come from that side to there also, it's like away from them. So it's something that they need to tweak. It's something that they need. They also got good players. One Lile Mabuza was there.
Yeah.
Yanam Jogi was there, also playing for Amazulu, Arrows respectively. So they've got Santana Smith, Mute. On
that note, very agile. Yeah, very agile.